Okay. No,
Hello.
yeah.
Hi, Simon.
So we are just doing a quick community meeting. Mm, yeah. We had an update from Jenam about this his project. So one question: do you need anything from the team right now in terms of the permissions, help, reviews, whatever?
Uh, you're asking me, right? No,
Yes.
no, I don't need anything as of now. Permission or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that we should still do GSOC presentations. I will reach out to every contributor. So maybe one of the things so that we just do it asynchronously and ask everyone to record their presentation and publish it. But yeah, at the same time, it would be generally beneficial to make a presentation to wider team to get more feedback, etc. So in Jenkins, we usually do a meetup where we do all the presentation. And so the first coding phase ends July 25th, right? Or July 18th?
Yeah.
25th, right?
Yeah, probably it starts or ends. I'm not completely sure about that.
I'm also so lost on the new GSOC site. I have no idea why they actually created the new site because the previous one was really nice. But my understanding that Google just creates everything. So yeah, midterm evaluation starts on July 25th and ends on 29th. And happily, this is exactly the week when I'm going to be around. So I'm going to start to schedule webinars. Yeah, and I think that timeline should be quite okay. And this year, I think that we're doing quite good. So I regularly ping mentors about how their projects are going. So everyone says that all is good. At the same time, it would be great to have more exposure to wider community. And let's see how we can do that. And Meg, how's it going for the documentation project?
I think it's going well. We've got a prototype up which he published to Slack, and the last I checked, nobody else had responded to that. I should check again, but just a
And the
first.
Keptn
How
docs?
do you like the looks of this landing page? And
Oh yeah. I definitely missed it.
and
And
then I
so
also
Keptn experimental docs.
and then we've got the great fun of that we're simultaneously reorganizing the docs. So I published a long list of what these are all the pieces and how they, and I don't think anybody's commented on that either. So
Yeah.
it just
So
may
actually,
be
it's a
that
good
putting
question.
stuff out there in general is, and now I can't find the link to it.
So it will define. Yeah, so it's actually something where we would.
Yeah.
Now, while you're looking for the link, yeah, one question for documentation. Currently, we have informal documentation working group. I wonder whether it would make sense to actually promote it more as an entity and use existing GSOC meetings to just talk everything documentation. Would it be beneficial for the project and for the documentation collaboration or not?
Oh, good
What's your perception?
question. I would defer to everybody else because you know me, it's all documentation. We could take all our meetings and talk about the docs. Probably not good policy, um, but it might make some sense because there's a
Mhm.
lot going on right now. And the question is, I mean, how many? It becomes useful if we have a large group of people regularly attending.
Well, it
Um,
can
and
definitely
if we
help with crowdfunding
showing up
something.
for every. Hmm? Uh, what
Well,
I actually have started doing
it,
is,
mhm.
yeah, I have
What,
started presenting. I always put myself at the end, but for the developers meeting when they go through what they've done for the last 2 weeks,
mhm.
and I've been giving a quick summary of the things that have gotten done. And I'm finding that's
I
working
saw.
out well. At least the engineers and I are getting a little bit in sync as to what we're working on. Uh,
Mm.
and
And
it gives
you
we
also
have,
get a
you
lot
know,
of feedback from Moritz, right?
right, yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
Thanks to him.
but things like, I mean, I feel like we need a big group to discuss what we're doing about the tutorials and the quick start. Um,
Hmm.
and and I think everybody is so overloaded with meetings. I almost hate to ask for another meeting. And um, or the other question I have is whether this meeting, if we pre-announce topics, would people then know? Oh, I want to go. I'm interested in that topic, so I should attend this week. I
Well,
don't
that's
know.
why I ask people to add topics in advance. But yeah, I think that
Right,
it would be one of the approaches because now it's summer break and half of the time these meetings are basically empty.
right.
Mhm. So, for example, we could even try to do documentation only meeting tomorrow, but it would be quite a short notice. Or we could try doing another one on July 20th, which would be focused
The
on
latter part,
documentation.
yeah, right.
Um,
And by then we should have some good stuff to talk about too. So
yeah, one thing that on July 20th I will be off, so
ah,
maybe UMAC could host it.
sure.
Um, mm, mm, uh, then, have you already hosted a meeting on Bevy?
Pardon?
Have you already hosted a meeting on Bevy?
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, so it's something I will get sorted then. Mhm. But yeah, if you're ready to host it, thanks a lot. So
Well, there's
basically,
first time for everything, right?
yeah. Well, I actually, we already had one focused community meeting where we discussed documentation.
Right.
But yeah, I think you're right that we can just use these meetings without creating new ones. It's now
Yeah.
tutorials, rework, what's next? Documentation, just
Oh, and you won't be
Mhm.
there, so we won't. Not a good place maybe to discuss the developer guide, except that there, you know, that there will be one.
Mm, okay. So I think it's already quite a good list. And also documentation roadmap.
Sure. Right.
So actually, we spent some time with Mac over the past weeks, including this morning. So the documentation roadmap has been a bit extended, as well as other items. If you're interested to take a look, it's here, and all feedback will be appreciated too. Same actually for integrations, etc. So for integrations, so Dynami, I believe that yeah, we have a project here.
Yeah.
I'll so maybe I should actually update it. Yeah, so it's in progress, I believe. I cannot send you.
Actually, and
So
should we,
if you
even if
could,
much of the, go ahead, I'm sorry.
so maybe Janam, if you could update it.
Yeah, I will
Uh,
leave some comments. And, yeah.
mhm. Yeah, so just put some links, etc.
Yeah.
And do you think you might have something ready to show on the 20th?
For
Um,
integration, I think it's another meeting.
Okay. I suggest that we have presentations on the week of 25th. So basically, when we have evaluations, and yeah, I will sync up with Janam and other students to make contributors to make announcements, to have time slots set, and then we do it. Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. And while we are speaking on the roadmap, Simon, is there anything you're working on or you would like to put there in terms of organization, tooling, etc.?
Currently not. So our current focus in the OSPO is more about user management for our Dynatrace organization. So no.
Okay, that's cool. Well, probably I'll put something like usage on Keptn community analytics, etc. topic on the roadmap. But yeah, it's not something that is moving as smooth as I would like. Well, on so many fronts. But yeah, I think that it would be useful to at least have it there. I mean, one that would be accessible to the community. Now, in theory, we should have access to LFX Insights, which is basically, it's also a Grimoire Lab, but it's also a restricted Grimoire Lab, so not everything is there. But yeah, we can see what we can do.
No. Do we have a link for the LFX tools?
Let me show it to you.
Just for me to get a comparison, because the Grimoire Lab POC is running, just to see.
Yeah, so there is some weird story behind the scenes, because basically, so with LFX, LFX, okay, let me find it because it's my links stop. Okay, so here there are tools, and one of them is LFX Insights. So it's here. One of the things with LFX Insights, we were not eligible to use it until the project was in incubation. So now we should be eligible to use it. but it still has really limited capabilities. So if you're familiar with Bitergia Cauldron, it's basically the same. And the weird story behind it that Linux Foundation, instead of contributing to Grimoire Lab, they basically created a private fork of Grimoire Lab and started developing there. So for me, when I discovered this story, it was a bit of surprise, to be honest. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to request access to LFX Insights. If you want to have access, Simon, I will also request access for you. I just need your Linux Foundation ID. But I do not think it would address all the issues we need. But if you want to just explore what's there, let's do it.
No, that would be great. Perfect. But it says it's disabled for Keptn currently.
Yeah, because they discovered that LFX Insights is actually a huge money spending for them. The same for security, because these are massive public cloud services like Sneak or Grimoire Lab to be run for every project. So at some point they closed the gates and said that it's only incubating and graduated projects in the CNCF that can participate and can get access. Plus, there were massive changes in the LFX team recently. So Brian Dawson, whom me and Mac know well, he was a PM for that. He changed to another company. Then CTO of the Linux Foundation. He died several months ago, and he was the main driver behind the LFX. So yeah, there is a bunch of changes, and yeah, maybe the project is on hold completely. But I will do it. But yeah, what we discovered last time is that it's not going to work for us anyway. For some use cases like usage analytics, but yeah, as we discussed before, it's not clear when we will be doing usage analytics at all, because it requires changes in the Keptn core to do it right. And yeah, finding some capacity for these changes right now is a bit complicated. I mean, if I had some time to work on Keptn and backend, so not features, the first thing I would have started on would be OpenTelemetry integration for diagnostics. It still wouldn't be analytics. Because yeah, my experience with Keptn installation and management is not perfect. But yeah, let's see.
No.
And yeah, for your work, Simon, yeah, anyway, we will never get the LFX Insights for Dynatrace open source projects.
No, it's just more about the curiosity. Just take a look what they offer and what statistics they deliver. So
okay, yeah, let's do it. So I will enroll the project right away then. Okay. So any other topics we would like to discuss today? Actually, one quick update, Keptn incubation. So it hasn't been announced yet, but the target date is July 13th. So in 1 week, there should be PR by the Linux Foundation about Keptn incubating status. We are preparing blog posts, other materials, and if you're interested to contribute some quotes, your story about contributing to Keptn, etc., please let me know, because yeah, more content is usually better. And that's basically it from me. Any other topics you would like to discuss today?
Not from my side.
Nope, I'm good.
Then thanks everyone.
Have anything to add. Thank you.
Thank you too, and thanks for the status update. Okay, then see you tomorrow if you join the community meeting. Yeah, I'm not sure whether it will happen. It really depends on how many people we get. But yeah, otherwise, for documentation, we definitely meet on 20th.
Terrific.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So thanks all.
Thanks all. Have a good day, and I'll talk in a couple of weeks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.